Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our live presentation of ITK Changemaker 2021. Welcome to ITK. ITK, International Trainer Course, in German, Internationaler Trainer Course. You can see it on the name. We're talking about male coaches. Today is time to have changes. Since 1964, we had more than 5,000 alumni, 780 women between these numbers. It's only 14% of all the alumni that have been women. In 1966, there was Maria Vicencia from Indonesia. She was in artistic gymnastics, the first woman in ITK. 2007, there was a specific course only for women in handball in Spanish language. The first women only and the only course since ITK was founded. 2020, during the pandemic, the first lockdown in Germany, the idea was born to form ITK Changemaker, a program especially for women, for alumni, or in Latin, alumnae, that want to be with us and want to make some changes, some important changes. So, 14% female alumni since 1964. It's time for a change. Thank you.
We, the pioneer generation of ITK Changemakers, want the world to join us, strong women, to encourage, educate, and stand up for girls and women through sport. We fight for inclusion, not only to be part, but to take part as an active member of society. We use sports as a tool to change the society towards a fair and equal world, promoting gender equality. We believe these changes come through education and information to get access to health, work opportunities, and to stand up for our rights.
We value the empathy and respect for everyone and the bonds between women, building sisterhood and peace. We aim to be represented in decision-making positions in society and sports.
We have the right to be free.
You, me, us must protect women's rights and body. Together, we will break all barriers through sports.
It starts with us and with you.
It is an amazing moment for all of us, and together we want to listen now to specific presentations of each of our change makers. We want to see presentation of their work in the country to use sport as a tool to make this world a better place. And we would like to start with our alumna from Brazil, Camila was taking part in ITK in 2015, and we are all now happy to have you here. Camila, the stage is yours.
I'm Camila from Brazil, and this is my project. This means come and play. So we started in 2019, and this is not working. It doesn't work. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with you is to do an exercise of, for you to think of your favorite soccer player. So I want you to name your favorite soccer player for a moment, and I want you to all think about it. Did you have a female name on this favorite athlete in your mind? So usually for soccer, we don't have a female athlete as the role model, so we want to change that as well. But why am I doing this? Because in Brazil, I don't know if many of you know, but women were forbidden to play soccer for over 40 years. So this creates a stereotype, gender stereotype that like women cannot play sports in general, but like soccer and other contact sports, they were forbidden because the human body is really fragile according to them, and this inflicts a lot of stereotypes. And we're still struggling with them now, and that's why we want to fight and give the girls the right to play. So this is Marta, as most of you already know, and she's very popular around the world. She's a Brazilian soccer player. Next. So, yeah, so why do we do this project? So I talked you through the whole process of how historically women were not allowed to play something, and in this case sports, and we want to use soccer now as a tool to empower these women so they know their rights and they know they can have fun and they can be active and they can do whatever they want. And we also want to provide the top quality practice for these women because they usually don't have access to a soccer academy, for example. There are not many soccer academies specific for women or for girls. And when we have those are paid. So I want to focus on the women that cannot afford that, but they want to play soccer. And this is the team we have for now. We are in 6 people. And we've been doing this voluntarily, so we are not paid anything to do it. And the whole thing started with Leticia when she was walking by the street of her house where she lived. She saw this court being taken by men only, and she realized that she never see a woman playing. She's like, why? We have such a nice space and it's free. So she went to her Instagram account and she's like, women who wants to play soccer, come meet me at Saturday at 10 and we can play. And she's like, oh gosh, I'm crazy, nobody's gonna show. And then we have over 50 women that day. And that's how it all started. So this is the public court. It's in a neighborhood in São Paulo. And you see, it's not like really taking care of, the sub-district doesn't take care, but we took over and we are over 15 that first day. So Leticia contacts all the coaches and be like, oh, we can help and we want to help. And this was the beginning of a partnership with Nike. They give us all the supplies we need, but we never get like a sponsorship, so we don't get money. But they have had support us for this year. We also took part in some cultural events, like Criolla is a Brazilian artist. She's a Black woman, and she did the painting of this court. It's really beautiful and it's really unique. We also took part in the release of the Brazilian jersey. Was the first jersey thought for female body, and we had over 80 in this first event that do partnership with a community center. We had a photo shoot. We also had the chance to make it to fix the walls and make it more our place. So a Brazilian artist, Bruna, painted this wall and we all together painting it together. So it was really nice. And it felt like community, we're taking care of our space. It's a public space, it was really nice, it felt nice. And this was the last thing we did. We had Cristiane, which is a Brazilian national soccer player. She's really famous. She has lots of records. And we had her with us and we had gathered over 300 women in 2 courts. So it was beautiful of seeing it. But it was the last thing we did after COVID. So now we want to make this project sustainable, because doing for free, it's nice, it's beautiful, but doing public spaces are really difficult because you need a safer space for women and the court gets really dark, you have limited hours, we have to fight for the place. Sometimes some people are there, we cannot reserve, so it's really complicated to go on this kind of work. And that's why we need facilities, materials, and we staff we already have. So a space is needed, basic supplies are needed, and the coaches, we need to value them. So that's why I think it's more than fair that these women get the chance to be paid for their work and to get committed. So I think empowering, it starts here as well. And of course, if you get like, by the law, we need to cover other expenses when you become a company. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. And that's it. Dankeschön, obrigada, gracias, merci.
So, muito obrigado, Camila, and thank you for your presentation. We saw already many comments in the live chat, and first of all, Camila, there are many people saying hi and mandam felicitação,
Thank you.
especially from Brazil. I can name here Benson Chancha, Camilo Osorio, and Luana. Yeah, so this is really nice. There was also what I saw. There was also someone mentioned that we missed Pakistan in this program, and I would like to mention that when we start this program, we sent the application invitation to every of our alumni. So it was a specific program for female alumni, and I'm not sure right now how many applications we get from Pakistan. We will check this out, and for the following courses, I would recommend you just to keep online with our website so that you will have the chance to apply for one of the following courses. So for now, I would say I would like to present our next speaker. It's Fomum Victorine from Cameroon, from the African continent, and she was taking part in ITK in 2010 as the only woman in the football course in that summer term. So, Victorine, please, the stage is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Victorine from Cameroon, and an Olympian presenting on football for restoration of hope, non-violence, and peace. And this presentation, this project is to organize a sports competition in my area, and I'm motivated to do this because of Nelson Mandela in his words when he said, "Sports can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination." And my region, being one of the 10 regions in Cameroon, is affected with a lot of crises that has hindered school going. There is a lot of drug abuse and promiscuity, and rural and urban exodus, misery, distrust. But in the irony and midst of all of these, the clubs that are in the area have had their best results since the advent of this crisis. We think of PW Social Club of Bamenda that is been champion and even went international for the CAF Confederation Cup, Young Sports Academy, Poncha Street, and even Itaibong Female Football Club. And we think that through sports, which we all know is a source of unity, a source of reintegration, can bring hope back to our community, my community, in which I am part of. And as objectives for this is to bring peace in the northwest region of Cameroon. And this will be done through dissuading the disgruntled youth who want to join the politicians and make their lives a bad one by just following them blindly. And we hope that during this competition, we shall be able to bring scouts to detect future footballers and integrate them into teams, because the youth, their career are almost in vain because they don't know what to do, and sports can give them back home and then integrate them into competitions. And we shall hopefully be defending their rights, because as children, both boys and girls, they have a right to think and do what they want. And our target groups will be for the both boys and girls, a competition, and they will be doing it in the subdivisions of the Northwest, the divisions, and we'll have a regional final that will bring all these people together, and we shall be able to bring back our cultural heritage that has been destroyed by this crisis. And we shall be making a lot of announcements, even in the churches, to make known our voices, because it's an entire community, and the churches will help us preach peace too. The periods for which our project is going to run with, we have divided into 4 phases: the sensitization and creation of team phase, where we go to the field and talk to the people, create teams, tell them our motive. It's all peace, it is not political, it is sports, it is unity, it is integration, it is giving hope and life to our youth. And the next phase will be meeting the participants and teams for orientation on how our competition will take place, and actually the tournament proper that will start in the subdivisions, the divisions, and finally end in the finals at the region. And the evaluation phase, which we shall be able to analyze all the things that we have done. And the duration for this competition is 3 months, and the period is 2022. And for us to have a succinct and an elaborate communication for peace to touch the nooks and crannies of the Northwest region, we shall be able to use the media and all its facets: the internet, the radio, the local communication radio, magazines, newspapers, and the television. And for us to actually meet our people too, we need sports icons to come and talk to the people. They serve as a motivational speakers to these athletes and to this community. We think of Sarah Liengo Etone, a woman that has over 7 children, has won the Mount Cameroon race 7 times. So she's queen of the mountain in Cameroon. We have Roger Abel, who is African Footballer of the Year. We have Fai Collins, who is one of the only footballers from the Northwest region that is playing in the national team. We have Mzip Aken, Victor, who played in the 1990 World Cup exploit, but from the Southwest and other zone that is attacked. And of course, Samuel Etofis, who is a world-class player and a model to many youths. And of course, myself coming from that area, with what I do in sports, it would just be necessary that we go and motivate these children. And certainly we need resources to realize this project. We need work tools, computers, internet, fuels, hotels, conference hall, lodging, food and drink, trophies, prizes, jerseys, and of course, human resources. That is the brain behind the work tools that will be needed. And for the activities, we certainly think of the odds that may actually hinder our successes. We think of ghost towns, which are lockdowns that may take a very long time because every Monday is lockdown period. School boycotts, lack of funding could actually prevent the project from succeeding. But if we have involved a lot of sponsors, the population and the authorities are involved, we present scouts that will select these children and give them another life. To make it sustainable, it will be very, very successful for peace to reign. And our expected results is that we will certainly build Olympic and Republican values of friendship, determination, respect, excellence, and fair play, respect of the hierarchy, respect of the coat and arms of the country, and back to school. And ladies change makers, it will be very important for us to know that once all of these things are put together, we shall have peace. And it starts with you, it starts with me, and it starts now by one person. And that is why we need all of this for us to have a successful football for restoration of hope and non-violence in the Northwest region of Cameroon. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Vicky. Victorine from Cameroon. And we also got some comments on your presentation, of course. And there's Che Yun saying hello, and he's writing, "The Iron Lady from Cameroon. We extended greetings and recognize your work in sport," he said. So you, at the same time, you got greetings from Bolivia, from Renzo, one of our alumni from South America, and also greetings from Marco Navas y Alaya Asunfa.
Yeah, my classmate. Thank you so much.
She's appreciating your work, and she mentioned you as a role model. So thank you, Victorine, and thank you for giving us comments on the presentation. We are looking forward to have more questions and comments for the following presentations as well. And let's have a look. The following presenter will be Victoria. again. Our Vicky from Namibia, Victoria, she was in ITK in the first sport management course in 2015 in the winter term, and Victoria, for pandemic reason, could not join the meeting here, but she's online with us, and we are so happy to have you here and keen to listen to your presentation now. Vicky.
Thank you, Daniel. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Victoria Katukula from Namibia, and I'm here to present my ITK Changemaker project for 2021. Next slide. Namibia is a country that is situated in the southern part of Africa with the lowest population in the world of only 2.5 million people. With the history of Namibia, knowing that we had apartheid, whereby people were discriminated. So Namibia, after independence, had brought up in the Namibian constitution, whereby people shall be equal before the law. With this, we mean nobody shall be discriminated based on the ground of sex, race, color, ethnic, and religious. So in the parliament, they have developed a zebra system that allows gender equality, which is a 50-50, meaning they should be female and male is equal. What I can say is, if we look at our parliamentarian, we have one of the youngest deputy minister at the age of only 23 in Africa. So that is already showing that we are moving in the right direction. Next slide. Okay, my project is Sport for Girls, which is S4G, which has as objectives to enhance girls, equip them with opportunity to develop their basic skills through sport participation, to promote gender equality through sports in schools, to design an action plan that encourage girls to go out and play. With this, there's expected outcomes, which are keeping fit, improving self-esteem, controlling weight and maintaining health, relaxing. Next slide. Okay, the target group for this project is girls and boys under 7 to 13, which are normally currently in the primary school level. So the project activities will be focusing on basic skills of running, jumping, kicking, throwing, dancing, and different games and traditional ones. With different games, we are going to look at cricket, netball, football, basketball, and softball. With netball, knowing that it's a female sport code, which is normally only practiced in Commonwealth. So if you give the opportunity for boys to play it, it's going to show that there's equality and they are not discriminated also. Next slide. The stakeholders and the team for this project. The project manager is me, Victoria Katukula, and the project official, we are going to use ITK alumni that are female, that have attended the University of Leipzig courses. We know that a project cannot be successful if you don't have volunteers. Therefore, we are going to use CORE, which is already an organization that exists, that normally works with underprivileged kids. So they are experienced, and it's a good thing that we are working with them. The assistants, there will be school principals and physical education teachers. Since the project will take place at a school or a center, that's why we are having those stakeholders. And then we're having external stakeholders, which is ITK, sponsors, and those that will fund the project. Next slide. We look at the resources that the project needs. So that is a sport facility, a hall whereby we will have virtual or conferences or anything with the girls, sport equipment, that is the equipment that is needed like balls and so on for the different sport activities. The manual will be developed for us to gear ourselves on what activities we'll be running with them. And then the main thing, knowing that anything, you cannot do anything without it, is the budget. That's why you see it is even in caps. Next slide. Next slide, we look at the risks. The risk on this project is the pandemic, the COVID-19. And by the look of things, it seems like it's here to stay. Therefore, we should learn to work with it. Technological risk, internet or anything like that can affect the project. The cost risk is the funding, knowing that we need the equipment, so the fund will be the key to buy all that is needed. The communication risk, operational, and whether those are things that at times are beyond our control. Next slide. We look at the chances. Okay, the center that we have identified for this project is an after-school center, which belongs to the Ministry of Gender Equality. So the chances that we have is there's already facilities, there's a basketball court and the open area where we can do the activities with the kids. There's a gym and classes just for any other things that is needed. Next slide. The benefit of gender equality in sport for society. Sport allows girls and boys to develop their essential values for life. This means education. So when you educate them, you teach them values, which is like respect, teamwork, and all that. So they gain it through the project. Sport can improve and promote integration of boys and girls, women from all disadvantaged. So that's why inclusion is very important. So one can say gender equality is good for children and it gives them the equal opportunity. Next slide. The project timeline. We started the project in June, whereby we planned and we had prepared documentation for it. In September 2021, we did a presentation of the project, which was done online. November 2021, we had a meeting with the stakeholders. So that is why we selected the center, which is the after-school center, because they buy into the idea. February next year, we are planning to start the project as the school starts. So we'll be doing it next year. In December, we want to have like a final come together, which will be a camp. That will be like a weekend. We'll invite kids to come and attend, but this is a bit costly. So what we can do, we have a plan B, which is a sport festival that will come out a bit cheaper. So 2023, the program will still continue. Next slide. Okay, to conclude, what I can say is gender equality in sport can contribute to a better quality of life. That is why in the future, I'm looking at creating a foundation for girls where they can come for advice and participate in sports. With this, I want to conclude with a quote from Dr. Bue, who said, "Being a young African girl is not a hurdle to overcome, but a force to reckon." Next slide. Next slide. Thank you very much.
Victoria from Namibia, I can send you greetings from here, from Leipzig. Maybe we have a little applause for her. She's Vicky, we also had some comments for your presentation on Facebook. So there's greetings from Xenia Uma from the ITK network and Jabilan Buraima. Maybe someone from Namibia, and Rabin Maharyan, probably you know. And the last one he mentioned, yeah, of course, happy to see you presenting, Vicky. We can also underline this as a very specific situation, and also for us, it's like a premiere to have these hybrid presentations here. You in Namibia. Later on, we will have also a presentation from other countries online, so-called Morocco and Uruguay. And before we start with this, I would like to ask for the next presentation now. Here in Leipzig is with us from Uganda, the pearl of Africa, as far as I know, Desire. Desire was in ITK in 2019 in the winter term. So Desire, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Desire, as I've been introduced, from Uganda. And my project is about sports and menstrual hygiene. Next slide. The target group, we are looking at, it's already ongoing, lucky enough, and we are working with adolescent girls between 9 to 18 years, and we are working within the slums of Kampala, which is the capital. Why this project? During one of our school camps for sports, we realized the numbers of girls were going down, and we had to follow up and find out why is this happening. And when we followed up, we found out some of them are dropping out because of their periods. So I sat down with the team and I had a concept. Why don't we address this issue of menstrual hygiene? So next. So before I go on, I want to show you currently what is happening in Uganda as regards menstruation and school as well as sport. Right now you find girls miss 5 days in a month because of their periods, which is really not a good statistic. And you find that 1 in 4 girls is at a risk of missing school because of periods, as well as the numbers increased from 7% to 28% of absenteeism from school because of menstruation. So me and the team decided to come up with this project for menstrual hygiene management with sport, because we are a sports organization which does sports training programs. Next slide. Yeah, so we first looked at what are the challenges. What do these girls face? And the first challenge is they lack the information about menstruation. They do not know about the reproductive system. You find them that they receive their first period without any knowledge. So we realized we need to address that challenge. The next challenge is the cultural taboos. You find in Africa, and I'm sure even in other countries, you find that there are taboos. They talk things about periods, that when you're in your periods, you can't do anything, stay in bed. They make women seem weak because of periods. So we found also that a challenge. The other challenge we found was they lack these menstrual hygiene products. They miss school because they do not have the sanitary pads to use. They do not have tampons. They do not have the products. They cannot afford to buy them. So we realized that's also a challenge. The other challenge we realized is they come from families that are not able to afford this. So we looked at such challenges and we came up with solutions. And our solutions are basically using sport to empower these girls, because when you have information, you're empowered. So we looked at that. And we looked at having workshops to train them how to make these sanitary pads so that we can be able to sustain their livelihoods. And how we do this? We train the coaches, the teachers, and as well as the children themselves how to make these pads. And in our impact for this project, we are looking at having these girls and having information about menstruation, factual information. These girls should be able to have access to these menstrual hygiene products, and as well as these girls should be able to feel empowered to go to school, to play sport, and feel empowered and feel happy during these periods and feel safe. Next slide. So, however much our project is already ongoing, but of course we are facing challenges, and our biggest challenge is finance, because as we train them, we need to buy the materials to make these reusable sanitary pads. We need to print out the guides because we train them with guides on how to make these sanitary pads and give them information. So basically right now our challenge is mainly finance and partnerships, as well as working with the government, because it's really hard. We basically looking at working within schools, so it's also something we need to work on. And next page. Yeah, so like I said, it's already ongoing. When I left my ITK course, I started up an organization, and it's called Incredible Sports Hub. We do training programs for children and mentorship programs for girls in sport. So I'm working with a team of ladies, as you see them. I'm there myself. I have the technical director who is in charge of the sports training programs. There's an ITK Alumnae. I'm sure you can't see her, but I'm sure Daniel, you can recognize Patricia. I was with her here. So from ITK Sports Management, where I was able to start this. So that's the team I'm working with on this project. Next. Thank you for listening, and thank you, ITK, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Desire, for your presentation. We have some feedback also for you on Facebook, and I think we confirm, everybody here in this room can confirm what Luana mentioned here. Desire is such an important topic to talk about. So I hope we keep on talking about, and we also work on it, like you presented here. Thank you for this presentation. And yeah, dear audience out there in the world, I can also ask again for detailed questions maybe you have to all of our presenters, and to see on more comments within the next presentations. I really look forward to, and well, we have next presentation in I would say it's from the same continent, but different language in ITK. So I would like to ask Solange from Benin to come over, to present your project. And in this case, we will have a translation. Solange will present in French, and we will have a translator here. He is supporting the project, and well, I would like to give the mic to Solange.
So we have technical problems, and to skip Solange, we have to do it later. There's a problem with the presentation.
Okay. So I listen. The presentation is not ready to upload it into the live stream. Well, experience that we have with this hybrid situation. I saw also in Facebook some of you asked about the situation. The situation is difficult, and of course it's not possible to work as every day. Most of our team members are at home office, and we had a quite tough week to work together with masks and everyday testing. But till today, all negative except of the mood and everything. So we will look on the next presentation. It will be online, and I hope our first presenter from Morocco is ready to present and willing to share everything with us. It's Naoual, our ITK ambassador from Morocco. She was taking part in 2014 in track and field, and I'm keen now to listen to Naoual. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for this presentation. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Naoual Zaaraoui from Morocco. I am 2014 Light Athletic Alumni. And today I'm going to represent to you the 5K Walk to Talk. It's the first edition of the event. And this event is to empower women and to focus on the gender equality. Next, please. Okay, for this event, we need, like, we have a purpose, and this purpose, it's that the 5K Walk to Talk, it's a scalable event, and also, or even innovative, because we have a lot of points that we focus on, and which aims to, first, a day of integration and awareness on sport. Second, gender equality. A challenge to finish the 5K, because we know most of the women, it's not in, especially in Morocco, it's not, they don't practice sport, but we want them to give them like this big challenge to finish it and finish the 5K with pride and be challenging to do more and more. Also a challenge between association for social work, because we here in Morocco, we have a lot of association that they are focused in sports. And we want to give them the opportunity to focus also on the sports for women and empower women, and also people with disabilities, both gender, boys and girls. Also to raising awareness among young people about associative work. And this will help a lot of women, especially, to focus on how they can be associative and how they can help other persons and be so engaged in the associative work. And also, we want to create a bond between women in Morocco, because in this event, a lot of women will be present, so they can create a bond and they can be connected together and have like meetings in the future. And also a big community of women practicing sports in Morocco, and this will lead us to increase the number of female athletes in Morocco. Next, please. So to do that, we need a plan, and we have already set a plan for this, and strategy plan. Like, we have goals, we have risks, we have a cost, like budgets that we want to have to make this happen. And all of this, it's we found difficulties because these projects have to be in 2019, but with the start of the COVID, the situation changed, and we was thinking to not stay. With broke hands. We want to do it like not only locally but internationally. So for that, next slide, please. We want to set an online platform to all women to register and participate and walk to talk together. And this will open a lot of women through the world to other challenges, other cultures, other religions, and other women that face the same problems. And these problems will be solved through the connection. And this will help us to know more and more and make this event from a first edition to a long-term event. Next slide, please. So we want to set a platform, as I said before. It's the 5 Walk to Talk, and it's an application that where women can connect, register first, connect. Please next. In the points: register, connect, walk, talk and chat at the same time, because this will let them be so motivated and have a discussion, because women like to talk a lot and we want to share and chat also. So this will help them to focus and impact other women and let them connected together through sports, and also share this with other women in the future. So this platform, next please, will let us be connected together and at the same time practicing sports. And from 1,000 participants, please next, we can go to 1 million participants. And for national, we can go internationally. Next, please. And from one religion, we can reach other religions and other different religions. And from local culture that we have in Morocco about sports, etc., we can face different cultures, and this will lead us to, next please, to a long life virtual event. And this will give also a push to focus and to say that there is no, it's not also gender equality, but the gender equity between women and men, and also empower women to reach their goals, to practice sports in the future, and to be so active in the future. And this will help us to increase the number of female athletes in the world and have more female practicing sports that they will be in the Olympic Games, in international events in the future, and in every year in different countries. So this will help us to be connected with the situation with COVID. It's not gonna stop us, but it will lead us to be connected more with the social media. And in the future, we hope that COVID stop and finish, and then we will try to celebrate these events in every country around the world. So, and also this will help us to have more donations, especially for people with disabilities and for females or women who wants to improve their projects in the future. So this, it's a big step forward, big success for women in the world. So what's next? It's we are now in a situation that will lead us to focus on make it locally because of the situation now in Morocco, and we set a lot of points that that we have. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So with the situation that we have, we can do it together. We are so powerful, and I hope that every woman in the world can reach their goals and they focus on that no matter what happened. And thank you so much for your time and for watching this.
Someone was already crying. No, I don't think so. Technical issues, we will live with it. But it's, of course, it's amazing what we see now. We're talking about the presentations, but also the aspect that we can work together without borders. It makes me feel like this world is just a small village and we all stay together. Sometimes probably it's not, especially when you see discussion in the media, but today is another day and we want to feel together. And I also got some messages from you, and most of the messages, they're coming from our alumni group. And I would like to ask you, when you are listening and looking on us, please send in the comments also from where you are watching us. From which country you are looking the stream. It would be interesting also to name all the diversity we have in our audience. So our translator for German Arabic, Monia Kari, she wrote especially to you here and especially to Naoual. Keep on fighting, ladies, great job. So she's on your side. And Nico asked, and Luana also sent message to Naoual. And I got also greetings from Honduras already. So there are many different parts of the world looking on us. Please write in the comments from where. And I will check now. Do we go to Benin? Okay, so we will have, as next, we will have a presentation in French, translated into English, and therefore, I would like to present you again Victor Reichelt, one of our master students on Leipzig University. Leipzig University is developing professional translators for business and for public work. So I'm happy that you are here today, Victor. You also helped us during the online sessions during this year. So thank you for this. And Long from Benin is now presenting this.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Tel est l'intitulé du projet que ITK Changemaker 2021 que le Bénin a voulu proposer pour ce forum. Au Bénin, la pratique sportive connaît un désintéressement et une régression de la part des jeunes filles. Elles sont attirées par d'autres centres d'intérêt. En outre, la pauvreté de certaines familles livre très tôt les jeunes filles à se prendre en charge prématurément. Les parents qui ont les moyens de prendre en charge leurs filles ont la crainte de les laisser aller à dans un milieu incertain pour éviter les attitudes de divorcés sociaux, les grossesses prématurées et non désirées. Tous ces facteurs éloignent les jeunes filles des aires de jeu. Et pourtant, le sport est un facteur de développement harmonieux de l'être humain. Ce projet a pour spécificité d'agir sur la jeune fille d'aujourd'hui pour avoir une femme épanouie à long terme. Et pour pouvoir réussir, nous nous sommes fixés comme objectif. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. I'm here to present the ITK Project 2021 from Benin. As we see on the slide, we see a growing disinterest. People, especially young girls, are losing their interest in sports, and we don't see them on the soccer and sports fields anymore. The problems here is that even parents who do have the financial means to support their children let them go play on social media or leave to get involved in other activities instead of participating in sports.
Nous nous sommes fixés comme objectif d'utiliser le sport comme un moyen d'éducation et objet de résilience. Motiver les jeunes filles et la femme à pratiquer des activités sportives et des compétitions et créer de ce fait un réseau de parrainage et d'assistance entre les anciennes sportives et les jeunes filles impliquées dans le projet. Nous avons comme groupe cible des jeunes filles déscolarisées, des filles de 10 à 18 ans des écoles et des centres de métiers de la ville de Porto Novo et environ, les anciennes sportives de basket, de handball, de football, de volleyball et d'athlétisme du Bénin et le réseau des anciens étudiants ITK du Bénin. Et pour pouvoir atteindre ces objectifs,
the goals of our project are to find means or to use sports as a means to educate young girls and young women, and also to sharpen their resilience. Also, we want to motivate young girls and young women to participate in sport competitions, and we would like to create a network of sponsors and a network of sponsors who can assist girls in their goals.
Pour pouvoir atteindre ces objectifs, nous avons ce chronogramme. Mois de mars, nous organiserons le tournoi dédié aux droits de la femme. Mois de juin, ce sont les vacances du côté du Bénin, il y aura un tournoi de fin d'année scolaire. En octobre, il y aura le tournoi de la rentrée scolaire. Et en décembre, le tournoi de fin d'année dénommé tournoi de Noël.
What you can see here is our timeline. In March is the day of the International Women's Rights Day, where we have a tournament for young girls and women. And then in June, it's the end of term tournament. And then in October, we have a tournament when children return to school. And then December, we have the Christmas tournament.
Les activités prévues au cours de chaque tournoi sont pour les femmes. Nous avons la marche et le fitness. Et nous voulons comme participants 100 femmes. Pour les jeunes filles de moins de 18 ans, nous organiserons de cross-country à travers la ville. Et pour les plus jeunes, de moins de 15 ans, il y aura le football, le handball, le volleyball et le basketball. En dehors de ces activités sportives, il y aura des ateliers d'échange, de causerie, débats et d'enseignement entre les jeunes filles et les femmes.
What you can see are the activities that we propose. So there is a hiking and fitness for women. There's cross-country, but inside the city, for young children under 18. And then we have soccer, handball, volleyball, and basketball for girls aged 16 and below. And we offer workshops which mainly focus on debates between young women and girls.
Résultat attendu à court terme, on veut avoir un nombre important de filles motivées à la pratique du sport. Avoir de réduction de nombre de divorcés sociaux et motiver les filles à se diriger vers des loisirs sains, propres et vitaux. Convaincre la femme âgée que la pratique régulière d'une activité sportive est un moyen de maintien de la santé et de la réduction des maladies cardiovasculaires.
The results that we are expecting as a result of this project are to raise the number of girls that are to motivate them to do sports. We want to reduce social seclusion, and we want to convince girls to practice sports more regularly.
À long terme, nous pensons développer chez les jeunes filles les compétences comme la confiance en soi, la motivation, la responsabilité, la capacité critique, la résilience, la créativité. Et socialement, nous pensons qu'elles doivent se respecter, avoir le fair play, tolérer, la communication et la coopération.
The competences that we want to shape and we want to form in the girls is mainly for them to be more self-confident, for them to be critical thinkers, and for them to have better communication skills.
Pour évaluation, on voudra avoir autant de filles ayant de licences sportives que des garçons et que ces filles soient régulièrement inscrites dans des associations sportives afin de faire du sport leur loisir à plein temps. Nous pensons que ceux ou celles qui sont assez fous pour croire qu'ils peuvent changer le monde sont en réalité ceux qui le font. Merci.
Among our main goals are to have as many girls licensed in sports as there are boys. We want them to sign up in sports clubs. We want to see more full-time. Athletes, and we'd like to reduce non-communicable diseases.
So So, ladies and gentlemen, I can only say merci beaucoup, long, and special thanks. Vielen Dank, Victorine, for your translation. I know it's not a topic in your study to translate like this, but good job. Thank you. So, Solange, we got greetings from all over the world during your presentation. So there's Hasna from our alumni from Djibouti sending greetings, and sorry for that. Boutafasa Mohammed from Algeria, also Karen from Honduras is watching us. So many people from all over the world. They are keen to know more of our projects, and I think they're also keen on what Anabel is presenting us now. Anabel, our ambassador, ITK ambassador in Ecuador. She was in ITK in 2016 in the winter term, and we are now listening to you here, President. Then the floor is yours.
Okay, so how many beautiful faces I can see in this room. Hello, everybody. I'm Anabel Barahona from Ecuador, and I feel so happy for being here and present my project. Yeah. Okay. So the name of my project is Eco Mamitas, and it's the topic for healthy, educate, and ecologic mothers. So I have the support of my association, ITK Ecuador, and they are helping me a lot. So why? I am change maker because I would like to contribute to the ecosystem, integral formation, and different physical exercises. So this is the why I'm here, and I'm learn a lot all over this. So I did a scientific search in the National Institute of Statistics and Census in Ecuador, and I can see that the first big problem is the pregnant, adolescent pregnant. So I will do this project in Guayaquil, is a province of my country. I don't live there. I live 4 hours of Guayaquil in Azuay, but Guayaquil is my second home. There live my grandfathers, and I know Guayaquil since when I had like 26 days to born. So it's the place is so special for me. So what is the big problematics? And for example, employment is like a lot of adolescents in Ecuador, they are a lot of free time. And lack of reproductive healthy knowledge, lack of healthy habits also, and the destruction of the ecosystem. Have a lot of trash in the beach, so this is a real problem. So it's for that I would like to do, this is our logo, Eco Mamitas. And what is the main goal? The main goal is develop person and social awareness to take care of the ecosystem and teach pregnant mothers to perform appropriate exercise during pregnancy time. So this is the main goal. And what is the action plan? I would like to do an initial information meeting. After that, invite to volunteer to collect garbage on the beach. Of course, the pregnant mothers or the pregnant women can come with someone to can help her. And after that, they win like a ticket, and with that ticket they will listen a physical education talk, and then I would like to do like a training session. So where is my social contribution? I I would like I would like to train with human values and principles, give the information for reuse, recycle, and reduce, give information also about sexual and reproductive education, and how the people can get healthy habits. So this is that I want to do. So I have international and national sponsors. I got the support of the municipio of Playas, ITK of course, and I had the support of Germany embassy in Quito, in Ecuador, and yeah, this is my project. This is the invitation. So I played with the colors, and I have a special help. She is my team. She is Kelly Hernandez, and she is so important, and she is a big support in this project. So I went with the mayor of Playas, is him, and of the municipio of Playas, we get as social media support. So I did my first event, and I was in the I had an invitation of the local radios also. So how you can see in the pictures in the first event, we get like all support. They clean in the area. But do you want to know how it was? Do you know? I don't know. Anybody came. Any pregnant mother came to my first event. So yes, this is hard. I felt like I lost the game, but no, because it was a good time for learn. And this moment in my mind was, what can I do? So first, I need to keep calm and stay positive. And I will think again. I need to do good photos. So maybe the date no was the best day, was Friday in at 11. So maybe that day was not the best time. So I need to think again. And I would like to finish I bring with me the dream catchers, because I think that in this room we are a stronger women, and we need to be together, to stay together, and dreaming together also. So when you see dream catchers, I would like that you remember this moment all this week, and Keep going because we can. Thank you, ladies.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was our presentation from Anabel and Anabel from Ecuador. Thank you very much. Gracias, mil gracias, Anabel. We got messages from other countries as well, but Marco Zapata is sending greetings and Nidal is saying hello. And we have also some wishes from Aldo, from our ambassador from Benin, especially to Solange. And Uruguay is saying hello, and also Dr. Dena Abd Al-Hussein. He said, beautiful idea. At least he is engaged with the idea. So let's see what we can do more. We are almost at the half of our presentations. And the next one who is presenting the project is another ITK ambassador. She's coming from the center of America. She's coming from Honduras. Suyapa was in ITK in 2012 in handicap sport, and she will present you now about her project, Suyapa. So, stage is yours.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Suyapa Padilla, de Honduras. Mi proyecto es una academia de fútbol femenino de la mano del Club Deportivo Universidad, del cual pues hace 20 años soy la gerente deportiva, y más que un proyecto es un sueño realizado.
Good afternoon, my name is Suyapa Padilla, I come from Honduras, and my project is the Integrative Academy of Sports, which is part of the university, and I am currently the managing director of that academy.
La razón de este proyecto es porque en San Pedro Sula es la ciudad con mayor incidencia de femicidios. En Honduras, entre el año 2020 y 2021, registramos 452 muertes violentas de mujeres. Las edades comprendidas entre 13 a 25 años.
The reason for this project is that in my town, San Pedro Sula, in the years of 2020 and 2024, 21, excuse me, we've registered 452 violent deaths of women, most of them aged between 13 and 25.
Los objetivos de nuestro proyecto: promover el gusto por el fútbol, contribuyendo al desarrollo de la personalidad, la inclusión e integración de las niñas en el mismo. Estimular la conformación de hábitos saludables de vida. Influir en las actitudes y comportamiento de las niñas.
The project goals are to promote girls wanting to play soccer, to contribute to the development of their personalities, inclusion, and to integrate girls in that sport. We want them to develop social habits, social life habits, and we want to have an influence on their behavior and their attitudes as they are now.
La localización de nuestro proyecto es un parque público municipal, Mahoncho Sosa, ubicado en el sector sureste de la ciudad de San Pedro Sula, y pues las niñas a participar serán entre 6 y 13 años.
We host our events in a public park called Mahoncho Sosa, which you can find here. It's located in the southeast of San Pedro Sula, and the girls that take part in our events are aged 6 to 13.
Nuestro equipo de trabajo, recursos humanos, pues mujeres fuertes, colaboradoras, ex jugadoras del equipo, licenciadas en educación física, y muchísimas gracias a ese equipo.
Here you can see my team, all of them strong women. Some of them are ex-players or they used to play on the team, and most of them have a degree in physical education.
El impacto que esperamos, beneficios físicos y psicológicos, transformación social y formación académica integral, influir en las actitudes y comportamientos de las niñas y fomentar la igualdad de género.
The impact that we are hoping to achieve are, on the one hand, physical and psychological benefits, but also social change and academic as well as comprehensive training. We want to influence on the attitudes and the behavior of the girls, and we want to promote gender equality.
Dentro de nuestros recursos materiales tenemos un presupuesto en dólares, 4.185. Y hay algunos materiales que ya están cubiertos, los que están con check, pero el material pequeño no lo tenemos, que es que ocupamos para las niñas entre 6 y 13 años, pero sí ya estamos trabajando para poder tener ese material.
Here you can see the resources, material resources that we need, and this is our budget, which in dollars amounts to 4,185. As you can see, we already have a lot of items, and what we're mainly missing are the smaller ones that we need for the girls aged 6 to 13.
Ahora, pues, con el material que tenemos, hemos realizado, 2 actividades. El 17 de julio hicimos el primer festival con las niñas juveniles entre 14 y 18 años, y el 11 de septiembre con las niñas de 6 a 13 años, y a pesar pues del material fue todo un éxito. Estas actividades nos sirven para que estas niñas puedan desarrollarse, ya que no hay categorías de sus edades, no tenemos fútbol, la estructura a nivel de competición no la tenemos, pero sí hay una liga, una sola categoría donde ellas pueden jugar, que es donde está el equipo de categoría mayor, y ahora la juvenil.
With the resources that we already have, we were able to realize 2 activities so far. The first was on July 17th, where we had our first festival for the girls aged 14 to 18. And then on September 11th, the second festival for those aged 6 to 13. And although we didn't have all the resources necessary, both were a big success. For the activities here, what we want is to have a place where the girls can develop, because we don't have a football league and we don't have competitions, and as a matter of fact there's only one category, one age group at the moment, so although we have both 2 teams, they can only compete in one.
Como observación, pues los 2 equipos están compitiendo en la misma categoría. Las chicas juveniles están entre las edades de 14 a 18 y la categoría mayor, pues a partir de los 14 en adelante. Gracias.
As I said before, I want to mention again, we have 2 teams, but they compete in the same age group. So one age 14 to 18, and the others 14 and above, but they can all compete only in one age group. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, lo más difícil es no seguir en español. So it's difficult to not go on with Spanish for me, but I also like the English language, of course. Many languages we have in ITK, and it's such a big diversity. And we also see this in our comments. Yeah? So I cannot name everybody already. We are turning over 100 comments right now. But I saw that there was Gabi, one of our alumni from Ecuador, sent greetings to Anabel, and for Suyapa, there was Lorena and Noelia. They sending special greetings to you, Suyapa, and I can just give it here. Apoyo total para ti, Suyapa. Gracias, mil gracias por tu presentación. And well, we have as the next presentation, I would say we're coming back to Africa. I would like to present you our ITK ambassador from Mozambique, and she will present a project. Isabel was in ITK at 2018, also in winter term, and we are now happy to have you here, Isabel. So the stage is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am from Mozambique, and I am presenting this project, which the name is Women in Sports, and the main motto is a vision of the future of women in sports. When we were thinking about making a project that would suit for women, we identified too many problems in Mozambique: inequality and empowerment. There are different, balance between women and men in leadership positions, which means that we have more men in this position. And also the salary is different. Like, okay, a woman and a man working in the same position, same professional experience, they have different salaries, and the woman has the disadvantage. And also for empowerment, we have less women in sports comparing with men, and we have many women that they don't have self-esteem, they are not confident to apply for leadership positions. So we wanted to show these women that they can apply for leadership position. We feel that they are afraid, so we needed to do something about it. So to give a general overview about this project, it's a national seminar. We actually started this project last year, November, and we made in a part of Mozambique. It is for 2 phases, and our main goals are like demystifying the problems around women, like break the myth, and then create a women in sport database, a national one, and create a stronger network, promote women for the leadership positions. And our target group are women and men, because we want men to also hear what we want and what we do in this field. During the execution, we made the project in 1 day. We wanted to do more days, but because of COVID situation, so we couldn't do it. Then we made in 1 day, and then we made in 6 provinces. You can see the map there. We made the project in the center of Mozambique and in the south. And also we sent the same message. We were a team of 8 people, and we all sent the same message to every province. And each province were 25 people, and we had local support of the government, so we didn't rent some things, we didn't buy some materials, and we used the budget of $7,000. It wasn't for traveling, for the seminar itself, and other materials for the seminar. For the next steps, in this case, the second phase for this project, we want to have, we want to keep having this network, update the database. This database is very important for my country. It won't be only useful for me, and also will be for the Ministry of Sports in my country, will be useful for the National Olympic Committee, because it's like the statistic organization of my country haven't done any work about women in sport. We don't have it, so this is a new thing in Mozambique, and we have to pay attention of the COVID situation, because if COVID just increase, we can't do really the project, and also have some sponsors. As a result, we expected like to keep updating the database and have an increased number of women in leadership positions. This is what we really expected. And also we want a streaming of women in sports contents, because I think it happens also in your countries, like the media only shares sports like of women, I mean of men, not of women. So we want also that, because I mean, it's also our right. And we the results we reached, which was like a success of this project, is we have a created database. We have more 2 women in the leadership position. One of these women, she is now the manager of one fitness academy, and the other one, she is a general secretary of an federation in Mozambique. And these 2 women, they made part of this project. So with this strong network we made, we were able to give this push to each other. And this is our challenge, like financial support, to find a local support, also not financial, but in other materials. And also the COVID situation, they are like our challenge, so we need to pay attention on those things. So thank you, muito obrigada, thank you, shukran. So thank you very much.
So we got used to it, to turn off and turn up the mask, and we're still in pandemic, but we are all happy to be here together and to make this project possible. Muito obrigado, Isabel, and thank you for your presentation. You have the full support of the team here, and also in the internet, many thumbs up, and of course all our ladies from the Changemaker project that are not here. They're always posting and sending a lot of power to you. And well, we are looking for our next presentation. And after Mozambique, we had, or we have planned, and I look right here, I think our next presentation comes from Morocco as well. And we will have Nidal, our alumna from Morocco, as the next presenter. Nidal was 2020 in ITK. And well, we call it already the Corona generation, because it was who started in March 2020. And within days after being here, they had to join critically the lockdown with us in the residence, in the students' residence. We worked together online for 2 months, and then they came back and finished the course. It was a very special course, and I'm happy to have you in this project. Nidal, please, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Daniel. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Salaam alaikum. I am Nidal from Morocco, and I am so happy and so excited to be there with you for sharing my presentation, my projects about development, women's sport, and gender equality, sports for her. Next slide, please, Tina. Okay, Sports for Her is a project dedicated for rural women in my country. The part of population there in Morocco represents a half of rural population, and they play a very important role in the development, and they are a strong women who works hard in the field, at home, outside, help her husband. They are a very important population in my country, but until now, there is a victim of discrimination related in sexist stereotype and representation, cultural representation and traditional representation. And for this, we think about these women to develop them and to make them in the way of development, but by sport. Next, please. Our project is about the social inclusion of rural women through sport. We will start with 120 young girls aged between 12 and 18 years old. We allow 30 adult women, and we will start our project in March 2022. The goals, next please, Tina. Okay, we're thinking about this women's and for focus our attention of young girls, because for us they are the future, and we will integrate 120 girls in the beginning to practice sports and have a same rights as boy. The second goals, and it's very important, is the starting in the beginning with. We will try in the beginning engage 30 adult women, allow them to access a new practice and have a new activity to do in her program for week. Try a new challenge, new advices, and the importance is to be able to change their culture and have a new culture for her health and physical and her physical. But the biggest is the biggest goal where we have to work hard is to be able to change the mentality, especially among men in this rural area. This is the big challenge. This is the big goals because the representation and stereotype, sexist stereotype, which blocks the access of the women to practice sports. Next, please, Tina. For that, we have a challenge to make our project for a long term. Is not an event for 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month, but we need more time to make it achievable and to make it for a long term. Next, please. For that, we think about our partnership because this is our strength. The partnership with the organization, national organization and international organization, which carry the same values and visions, same as. It is our goals, and for that we will cooperate with Federation, Moroccan Federation for Sport of All, Ministry of Education and Sport, local ANG in this rural area, with an international organization, we can support us. And the leader of this project is ITK Morocco and the alumna of ITK Morocco. Next, please, Tina. We need sponsorship to finance our project. We need for starting, please, Tina, another click. We need sport equipment, transportation. We need sports infrastructure. We need training, coach training. We need some help for supporting our and financing our project and to make it achievable. And we thought about our partnership for this because is very important now to think about all parts, all type of population in my country. Next, please. This slide, I love it. We don't know what they can do and become these girls and women if given the chance and the opportunity to become better. I trust for these women and girls because they are able to change her household and develop her household. And if we support them and make it the opportunity to do another activities in her life, we can change the world. Next slide. And keep calm and support the rural women. Thank you very much for your lesson, and thank you, ITK, for this opportunity. Shukran.
Naoual, Nidal, pardon. Merci beaucoup.
Oui.
Shukran, and nice greetings to Morocco. And it was great to have you here. Thank you for your presentation. Of course, we have again a lot of comments, and yeah, I see many greetings from your team members from the Corona time last year, the Corona generation. So nice greetings from Mira Amira, Fedala El Haddad, Asna Abdallah, and Luis Tejada. And Luana is mentioning again, keep believing, keep believing. So this is, I think it's a message for all of us who believe in the change. We would like to go back to South America. We want to listen to Irene. Irene was in ITK in 2013, in the second semester, winter term 2013. And Irene, we are all happy with you. Looking forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon to everybody. I'm going to share a presentation in a few minutes. I'm from Uruguay. I am physical education teacher and I coach volleyball. And okay, I realized that this topic is very important for my country and my society. Yes. Okay. No. Next. Okay. Perfect. Here. Okay. In Uruguay, 3 law has been approved. Voluntary interruption of pregnancy in 2012, equal marriage 2013, and violence against women based on gender in 2017. And important demonstrations have been happening in the country. Nowadays, every time that a woman is killed for a gender violence, women stand up on the streets. This phenomenon is called Ni Una Menos, and is getting bigger and bigger every year. The last? Yes, please. In Uruguay, the 51.6% of the population are women. Yes. Only 33% of the working women are in important positions, such as director or manager, in spite of women better preparation. Next. To continue, I'm going to mention a strategy of national strategy for gender equality of my country. And the number 7, equally about daily life through sharing responsibility between women and men. That caught my attention. And next. And women spend an average of more than 18 hours a week working than men of daily hours and cars. In consequence, one of these consequences is a low participation in the practice of physical activity and or sports of middle-aged women, mothers of the working class. And that is
one of my reason for my project. Okay. And the purpose of my project is to motivate the working class women to practice sports or physical activity with their daughters and sons. Yes, provides a space for physical activity and sport practice with for working mothers, housewives, so on. In my opinion, this could be a solution for the lack of time that nowadays exists. By doing this, in one place, mothers will be practicing a sport while they are taking care of their children and sharing quality time. Next. I believe this is important because it will develop healthy habits, promoting and motivating why it is important to care about themselves as a priority. The project will change their state life because the women network will be better after this project. They will use its support. In addition, daughters and sons will be a good example by watching their mothers practicing sports with them. It's very important too to create space safe, to make mothers, daughters, and sons self-esteem stronger. Okay. For example, women network, an example meeting and learning areas, emotional support, links with women's network in another neighborhoods. Next. The possibility to, through a social program, also solve the problem of non-participation for economic reasons. The program will be developed in the territory, also avoid costs regarding transportation. I have already presented this project in that location. It's an institution that works with social program called Obra Ecuménica Barrio Borro. This institution liked the idea and they are working on it. The implementation. I have already made contact with the Gender Commission in the institution Obra Ecuménica, and they are looking forward to arrange a meeting with the principal soon. Okay. The implementation, working mothers and their children, 8 and 12 to 12. And the methodology is two professionally, coach or physical educations, and the group start to work together, mothers and sons and children, daughters, and sometimes divide in two groups, works and only together in the finale of the class. Yes. The next steps focus on 2022 planning and implementation of the project, including the budget and the funds with the institution Obra Ecuménica. Next. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Dankeschön.
Mil gracias, Irene. Mil gracias a todos. Thank you, everybody who was presenting already. And Irene, your family was watching, so send you a hug from Uruguay. And Adriana Inoa, yeah, you probably know her. And she said, very inspiring, Irene. So there is a chance to involve more women from the Uruguayan side. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching us. We are here in the presentation of the ITK Changemaker. And we are here in the presentation of ITK Changemaker in 2021. As we heard in the beginning, we are talking from the pioneer generation. And we have also different generations, and the next presenter is coming from the golden generation, as we said, because it was the golden anniversary 2014, 50 years of ITK. So Angeline from Argentina, she was in the winter term 2014 taking part in ITK artistic gymnastic. So as the first alumni, we said in 1966, Angeline was taking part in artistic gymnastic. And we're gonna listen now to Angeline and her presentation about the project. And I would like to use the time also to remind all of us that within just a few years, we will celebrate the 60 years of ITK. So we are already thinking about this, planning nice events for sure, but also planning nice new challenges for all of our alumni. So maybe you got the chance also to involve yourself into the following changemakers or alumni camps or other projects that comes out from the community of our ITK ambassadors worldwide. So we are looking forward to that development. Thank you very much, and let's listen now. Just give us one.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Isabel. I am from Argentina, and I'm a physical education teacher, and I am a gymnastics coach. And these are the tools I'm using to make my little but big change in the world. At first, I would like to introduce you into some of the Argentinian context. We had in 2010 same-sex marriage. It was the first country from Latin America to make it legal. Then in 2015, it happened that we had these demonstrations called Ni Una Menos against women violence, gender violence, and they had this huge impact in our society. Then through 2003 till 2020, something called Green Wave, many women demonstrated themselves for legal, safe, and free abortion, which was finally conquered in December 2020. And this gives us some context about my country. But now I would like to enter into gymnastics and why this is important. Many of you might know this popular but very sad case that happened in the States, where Larry Nassar, the doctor from the US team, Olympic team, was an abuser. He abused more than 250 gymnasts throughout the history, and then he was condemned to jail, luckily. But after that, there was this movement called Me Too. It's well known through the word, but this started to appear in gymnastics, and many cases about abuse and violence started to appear in our sport. And now I would like to make a quick reflection. So I would like all the people here to grab a pen and a paper and just make a few answers just for yes or no. So the first question I would like to ask you is, have you ever experienced or witnessed unequal treatment in sports? Just think about it for 1 second. Grab your pen and write if you can. Then I would like to ask you, do you know exactly what to do or who to attend to in case of violence or abuse inside your sport, inside your federation, inside your sport. Just think about it. And then, have you ever felt that your sport federation was concerned about gender equality? Take a time and think. I would like to tell you just this question. So, what are we waiting for? I think it is time for action. In 2021, so this year, the Gender, Diversity and Human Rights Commission was created within our federation, our Gymnastics Argentinian Federation. I'm part of this team. And I would like to remark that this is the first gymnastics federation of South America to work formally on this area. So we are being pioneer of this area in our sport, in our region. Which are the target groups? We have nowadays more than 4,000 affiliated gymnasts from 8 disciplines, both men and women. But we also have coaches, judges, directives, employees, and families, because we need to target all the people involved in gymnastics, not only gymnasts, but all the people around them. We have now 3 main objectives to work. The first one is to issue gender equality in all areas of gymnastics. This is a topic that should be aimed in all the areas, not only in trainings, competitions, but everyday gymnastics. The next thing is that we have to reform our statute, aiming to have new regulations concerning gender equality. It must be written down. It must be in the rules of our federation that gender equality is something to be aimed. And then to get and give educations on terms of gender violence. Violence is something very important to be aware of in sports. And now, what has been done until now? We have already made an institutional action protocol against violences so that people can know where or who to attend to in case of violences, and every member of the federation must read and learn this protocol. It's very important to have that. Then we had compulsory online courses for all the employees of our federation and elite coaches, and this online course was organized by the Ministry of Sports. It's compulsory for every elite coach for this year to make this course. Next year we will go for other coaches. Now we are in this state of organization and bureaucracy. You know, we have to write our own rules, our own statute, but we are on the path of writing it and getting there and trying to organize ourselves inside this commission. So our short-term objectives for January 2022, to finish the statute and handle it to the directive board for its approval, educate all members on the action protocol against violences, and to create our own logo and social media to give us visibility everywhere. Our midterms objectives, they have to do with education. So before June 2022, we would like to have at least one education seminar for each group of these target groups that I have mentioned before. And at last, our long-term objective is to develop gymnastics into a really safe and fair place for everyone. So I would like to close with this phrase that says, many little people in little places doing little things and really change the world. And I think that's what we're doing now. So thank you for your energy, your respect, and your interest.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Mil gracias, Angeline. I can say that many people from Argentina also were looking at you on your conference, on your presentation. Amino Duty, he probably knows you, maybe you know him. Very interesting conference, and Andrzej Rosansky, always interesting. Listen to you, Angeline. Yeah, I can just confirm this. And of course, the ITK Changemakers, they send you the thumbs up and the powerful arms from Morocco, from Southern Africa, and also from Uruguay. Maria Ines is our presenter from Uruguay, the second one, and she couldn't join the project here itself for a personal reason, and I think we will probably soon celebrate this with her. Maria Ines will present from far away. She was taking part in football 2011 in the so-called female football course. When we look with our eyes from today to that course, I would say the special topic in 2011 was the Female Football World Cup in Germany. If they really did a female football course, or if this is necessary to name like this, or just do it, it depends on others, and we should not discuss right now. But Maria Ines was working in Leipzig for some time in a traditional club in female football, and she's living now for years again in Uruguay, and we will listen to her presentation now. Thank you. Gracias.
Hi everyone, I start with a short general presentation of the main organization, the main project with which I'm part of, called Conectadas por el Deporte. After I'll continue explaining specifically the project we proposed for ITK Changemaker project and its purpose, continue with a description of this project and the final words. But first of all, I would like to show you the following picture. As you can see, it's a court full of boys playing sport, and the only girl that we see is giving her back, so excluded and outside of all of it. So unfortunately, this is our current situation, and we don't want it anymore. This is our current logo. We are opening it because we redesigned it a few months ago. We are a group of professional women in the areas of health, education, physical education, psychology, social science, anthropology, arts, history, communication, architecture, design, management, all aged between 22 and 42 years old. This network was born in 2019. We are united by the gender perspective as a professional frame of reference, and on the other hand, the desire to build equality through sports and healthy leisure spaces. Conectadas por el Deporte works in smaller teams of us in different projects or activities. ITK Changemaker project is one of them. Another examples are a space in an Uruguayan radio once a month, different campaigns or proposal publications in our social networks, the development of researches in sports and gender, etc., etc. Then the teamwork for ITK Changemaker project is the following. Noelia, who is Bachelor in Physical Education and Master in Sport Management. Noel, she is Doctor in Visual Arts. Cecilia, she is student of Psychology and Physical Education. And me, Ines, Bachelor in Physical Education and Physiotherapist. We are 4 working on it. Well, the purpose of the project is the lack of public politics related to sport, gender, and inclusion, and the need to generate instances where these themes are addressed. We will do 5 theoretical and practical workshops of 1 or 2 days long. They will be in different geographic points of Uruguay, but known in the capital, Montevideo. All of them in other departments. The activities we are thinking for these workshops are, for example, professional talks with interesting theoretical content for coaches of girl or woman teams about anatomy, physiology, menstrual cycle, biomechanics, women's sports history, training conditions, salary difference between women and men making the same sport, statistics, etc. Also, we are planning to have practical time with female athletes from a local club, a festival in a public space to give visibility, freestyle samples, stands with sport games led by girls and women, photographic exhibitions, visit of sports figures and accounts of personal experience, transmission of photographic and audiovisual content, debate and discussion table spaces with triggering questions. Why do we are making it? Because we are searching to generate necessary spaces for debate, exchange, discussion, and practices about gender equality, sports, and inclusion. The time of the project will be 1 year, from June 2022 until July 2023. On the other hand, as approximate cost, we are thinking in €9,000, including, for example, technical team, sports equipment, travel expenses, accommodation expenses, marketing, etc., etc. Uruguay is really one of the most expensive countries in the world, as I told you last time. So, what we achieve with these workshops, well, the outcomes of this 1 year project is publicity, raising awareness in public, better understanding from people with different perspectives, to see what can we do for the more public authorities, for example, build up regional and national networks, and maybe some initiatives can come up to bring things more regularly. We don't know, provide tools to coaches related to specificity, to considering the girls or women teams training, as I say, anatomy, biomechanics, injury prevention, socio-cultural consideration, etc., etc. About our members and collaborators, we have regional governments and its gender and sports secretaries, sports clubs, where we will do these 5 workshops, the University of Leipzig, and the German Embassy in Uruguay. As final words, we hope to contribute our grain of sand against the gender inequality and discrimination as a global phenomenon, generating community and network, contribute to revalue the place of women in sports and the substantive contribution from a gender and inclusion perspective. Never ever see a picture like this one again. We will do all this project to help that imagine stop being our daily reality. Thank you very much for your attention, and yeah, I am available for any other information you may require. We have our social networks, so you can find us and contact us if you want, by Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Okay, I want.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Maria Ines from South America, from Uruguay, and I would like to use the situation, the moment now, almost at the end of our conference. I would like to use the moment now to say big thank you to DAAD, German Academic Exchange Service, Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. The whole Changemaker project is financed this year by DAAD, and we are really happy about this funding in these difficult times. And special thanks to our people in the DAAD office, Leocadia Staffa, who's working hard to help us in these times. So thank you from Leipzig and from the alumni network, especially from the women all over the world. We look forward to have a next presentation, and this next presentation will come from Brazil, but she's actually here, Ceres. Ceres, your time is now. You have been in ITK 2012 for handball, and it was a nice time then when we look back, but even better now, and we are happy to hear you now. Thank you.
Yeah. My project is called Kinder Handball, and it's about teachers training for handball. And the background we have in Brazil is the handball is widely played, especially in schools and mostly for girls, because the boys play football and girls play handball mostly. And with the lack of information from the coaches, the training is inappropriate and sometimes age specific. And even the materials, like this is a foam ball, and this is really appropriate for small children. And sometimes people work with a ball that's professional ball or a hardware ball that's difficult to hold and that sometimes hurts the children. So sometimes the work is not respecting the characteristics of every age. We have a lack of female coaches, especially in high levels. So we have female coaches in schools, but when you go to an environment of high level competition, even for younger ages, we have a lack of female coaches. And we have lack of teams, championships in school and amateur and high level. So we have a lot of people playing handball, but we need more championships. We need more people playing and more opportunities to play. The vision of the project is to help handball develop in the country of Brazil and to give female coaches and players more opportunity in order to promote good sports experiences for children. So we want women to work with the sport and the children to have a good environment, a good experience with handball. Our missions are to offer good quality training for the teachers to work with handball, respecting gender and age specificity, and to promote participation of female athletes and coaches in handball. Create a safe environment so they can enjoy and they can participate. The idea is to work with education of coaches to get these goals. And our values as a project as kindness and empathy, respect for everybody involved in the process, everybody, the person that's taking our coffee break, our partners, our sponsors, the teachers are participating, the children participate in the project, respect everyone. Preserve childhood with age-appropriate approaches. Try not to specialize too early with the kids. Try not to make it too hard for the kids, make it compete in a higher level they should in their age. Friendship, so create strength and strengthen ties. Work with people, love and trust. So the idea is to be a right place to work, so a place that we like to work with other people. We can talk, we can put our opinions, and we can make decisions as a team. So this is important for us. Everybody that's involved in the project now, we work in other places, we have other responsibilities. So this project is a place where we can be ourselves and we can really do what we love. And fun. So do your work, do it with quality, but don't make it heavier than it should be. So make it light, make it happy to work. The concept is keeping the children in German, but also in English the same. Written word is kinder, it's more kind, it's softer, so we need to, when we work with kids, we need to be kind. We need to hear them, we need to respect them, and we need to be kind to them. What work do we want to do? Prevent early socialization in handball. So try to not make too much competition environment for small children, and to improve handball training in Brazil by giving coaches up-to-date information. So we want to give them courses that will bring important and up-to-date information. And how are we doing it? We are doing a partnership with cities, with municipalities, to offer free handball training, qualification for coaches, and also physical education teachers in the city. Because sometimes we have the sport starts in the school, so they don't have a lot of knowledge about each modality. So we are trying to teach about handball for them. And the idea is to focus on basic training for children 6 to 12 years old. So we are focusing on that because the courses are today's known, and we have to focus on something. And I think we think it's important to work in this age. That's the critical age for the kids to enjoy the sport and to promote sports events or day events like this Fest happening here in Germany. So one day event for the kids, a fun day with a lot of games and sports. And promote network of sports teachers to encourage more events. So the teachers go to the course, they know each other, they are from the same city, they are learning about handball, so they can set some sports events and championships. Our idea of funding municipalities can help with space, like materials, and coffee break, help even sponsoring, paying the teachers, or lending materials or facilities, so universities, schools, they can lend this material. Companies, non-cooperative organizations, countries, they can sponsor and help us to pay the teachers, to pay the trip to them. In Brazil, we have this tax waiver laws where a company can sponsor us and then get the tax back. We are writing projects for this federal, state, and digital waiver laws. And crowdfunding and direct donation can help us in individual cities. So the city, somebody can help us to make it happen in one place. Our team right now, Danilo is the ITK also. He's a coach in Botão, and he's also a university teacher. Daniel Cubano, he was a player from Cuba. He's a netball coach. He's the coach of Under 21 and University National Female Team. He coaches female kids from 8 to 18. In Central Olímpico, and he's the manager of the project Solidarity for small children. And Rodrigo Keiji works with Cubano in Central Olímpico female teams, and he's a volunteer also in the CDHB, that's Federation of Handball in Brazil. Right now we have this team, and this possible part is the other ITK Alumnae, some specialists of tax waiver law that are helping me to write the project, and other coaches, because if we have a lot of cities, we will need more coaches to teach. Right now we are writing the project for the tax waiver laws. It's in April, the application, so we are writing it. Contact with the cities, so we have 3 cities that agreed to host the project. We are trying at least 4 next year. We had a meeting with German consulate, and they set some possibilities to help us. We're negotiating dates with the cities to see when we are doing that. And I'm currently in Germany doing a master's degree, so we're trying to set an application to go there and help and do the courses. And we are selecting subjects to taught because it has to fit in 2 days, so we have to select what we want to teach. And that's it. If someone has questions, can write there. Thank you.
So, muito obrigado, sirs. Thank you very much. And I can see greetings from Alberto Central. Yeah, is that very good? No? Mais ou menos. So, thank you very much, dear international visitors. And before the next one is preparing myself for presenting to you, I would like to give you also a short introduction about what is ITK. I mean, most of you as visitors know ITK, but we can say it's an international network already, and the network is mostly empowered and structured now by our ITK ambassadors. We have now 57 ITK ambassadors in the world in different countries, so 57 different countries. And there are some ambassadors within us in the Changemaker project. The idea, what came out this week from this group of powerful women, was to establish another union, another network within the female alumni. So we are happy about this first result from this week, and we are keen to see what's going on with this. That's why we call it a pioneer generation of ITK Changemaker, and that's why we are so proud of your work, ladies, and we are happy that this is gonna be established within the next years. It's also time to say very much thank you to the German embassies worldwide that we're supporting all the ladies who came here with visa issues, and of course the German embassies are very much involved in every aspect when ITK student comes to Leipzig. So we hope that the pandemic will allow us to come back to next course, summer term 2022. In March, we want to start the course here in presence in Leipzig, and we are all looking forward to have this opportunity. The project ITK Changemaker shows us that it is possible to make a project also within the pandemic, to make it successful. And we are now keen to listen to the next presentation, which comes from the Asian continent, from the subcontinent India. Gulafsha will present. She was in ITK 2018 in the winter term, and well, happy to have you here, Gulafsha.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bilasha. Namaste from India. And as you can see, there are two logos. One is ITK and the other is Dreaming in a Slum. That's my foundation. And the project name is Chance to Play. As you can see, there are a lot of girls just waiting for one chance. So the purpose of the project to teach life skills through football, like importance of education, stop child marriage, self-awareness, communication skill, decision-making, creative thinking. The project is meaningful to empower young girls, women from the low-income background through football. This project will help to bring positive social change in the community and also to inspire, motivate adolescent girls and women to be independent in their life. The concept. So I'm from Muslim community called Zaaraoui, one of the biggest slums in Asia, where girls don't have equal opportunities like boys. Among the opportunities that girls are deprived of is playing football. In Muslim community, playing football for girls considered wrong. Girls are meant to stay at home and get married. According to Muslim community, girls are not allowed to wear shorts. We want to enroll girls in the project and deliver life skills through football to change the community mindset. So target group. Our target group is adolescent girls age of 8 to 16 years. The duration of the project will be for 1 year. So as you can see the picture, this is Zaaraoui, the community where I'll be working. Sustainability. The project will run for 1 year. The girls whose skills have improved will move to advanced training to participate in local district state tournament. Attend youth leadership training to become a coach, and new girls will enroll in the same project. So there's a short video coming, what we do in the community. This is about my organization, so you'll understand better. Okay. The goal of the project to empower 50 girls the goal of the project is not only to make football players, but to teach them life skills so that they can be a role model or inspiration for other women, create positive change in the society, make these girls independent. So scope, girls will become self-sufficient in future, create awareness in the community, give them a chance to step out of their house comfort zone to play football. Girls can be future role model for the other girls in the community. So there are 7 phases. Like first is make a plan for the year, what activities should be included. Make a team who can help me in this project. Visit a community to get the girls for the project. Search proper and safe ground for the project. Once in a week football session. Deliver life skill. 7th is quarterly inspiration session for role models and change. As 7th is the map of Mumbai. Like we already have 2 communities where we are working, and this is the 3rd community where we will start a new project. So this is the budget for a year. There is a non-recurring budget and there is recurring budget. So overall budget is 6,150 euro. Revenue or sponsor. So crowdfunding, microfinance, donation, monetary and material, government grants, international partnership. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a presentation of Gulafsha from India. Gulafsha, thank you very much. She's still celebrating. I think you can even celebrate more if you want. You did and you do a great work. Thank you very much for sharing this. There is a question coming from the comments. Is ITK Changemaker program only for women? Well, till now it was planned only for women. We will come together and discuss this. There are many things to learn also for the men. So especially for the men, if we talk about gender equality. And so there is a need to bring you together in one room and to talk and discuss. And well, we are planning from one year to another with projects like this one, but the issue, the aim or the goal, it stays for longer, and it is for longer. And I can say that from my position where I work, I try to work for change in gender equality since the beginning of my time here in ITK. And well, we look for the next presentation. We are almost at the end of our conference today. I see 2 more names here, 3 more names on the list. And yeah, from India, we are going back to America, Central America. We have another woman from the so-called Corona generation, and Estefania will speak to us. So she was taking part in 2020, the summer term, in the football in Spanish. And Estefania is right over here. So Estefania, the floor is yours.
Hello everybody, my name is Estefania Felix. I'm from Mexico and I present the project ITK Soccer Talent. It's a program for development of girls and football in football and in life. First, the context. I'm from Aguascalientes City. It's a small city in Mexico. We have three barriers now. We doesn't have a standardized program for training and selection in women's football. The family and social stereotypes affect the choices of the girls to select some sports or some practice. And the absence of a local children's league for the girls soccer teams, so these teams practically disappears. All of these three challenges or barriers results in renounce of sport practice. The girls simply renounce, and a poor and late development in professional and competitive women's football. So we select the big challenge now is the low participation of the girls compared to the boys who are playing football and practicing sports. But who is ITK? ITK starts in 2017, 4 years ago, and now in 2021 have a good successful histories. Only for mention ones, we have a player who get a scholarship to finish her studies, and now is studying in a faculty in a prestigious university of the city. We have 4 more girls who get an offer to play in the soccer professional team local in the city, in Necaxa. We have 2 more goalkeepers who get a good offer to play football professional in other teams in the north of Mexico. Recently, we have a good agreement in my studies in this ITK Changemaker. I learned a lot of things and I put in practice some things. And I know now that this is a good agreement to the ITK project. We get scholarships with the Football Cracks Academy, and we get contact too with the IMA. IMA is the Municipal Institute of Support for Women in Aguascalientes City, and also we have the support of the ITK Family Network is always here. As I mentioned, currently we get these scholarships through the ITK civil associations. The girls start to training officially and more days with a program in the Football Cracks Academy. But the future is the ITK Soccer Talent Project. We need to get more resources and more scholarships to train girls at early ages. Girls from 5 years old to 12 years old. Our main goal is create a program for the development of little girls and recruitment female talents to support them to reach her dreams and to continue her studies. We have more specific goals. The number one is contribute to the gender equity, creating a safe space for practice, which provides a qualified training and education to girl athletes and their families. The second one is empower girls from an early age with a multidisciplinary training program, which prepares them in 3 specific areas. The first one is gender equity, sexual education, human rights. The second one is motor skills and healthy habits. And the third one is technical and cognitive football learning. The beneficiaries in the community as the girls who are interested to play football and their families, and also to the faculties in the city, the universities, and the professional teams, not only in the city, in the regions nearby. The activities to achieve our goals. We put 4 activities. The first is offer free football camps on weekends or maybe on holidays. We want to create a mural with pictures of Mexican women athletes and referees in the field. In that way, the girls who can be inspired for role models and female athletes. Also do activities based on the ontogenic stage of the players to develop new motor skills and get more self-confidence, and offer free capacity buildings. This is very important for the families to make a real team with the parents and daughters in topics about the gender equity, empowerment, health, nutrition, etc. But why invest in this project? I write some words because I want to send a message to the world. The education of girls through sports and football focused on a good quality motor learning, on their healthy social development, and respect for their rights as women. It's the better way to promote gender equity and increase their permanence in competitive sports and the school studies. I want to invite all of our public institutions, our governments, the private companies to believe and invest in education and sports, because you have the power in your hands to transform the reality of the families and then transform the communities and then the entire countries. And this is the real change in the world. So what it means to be a change maker. I share this with my colleagues here, all of the coaches, the female coaches, that be a change maker, it's turn this change in a real chance. And I think that the academy football cracks give us the real chance to make this to do this turn. Yeah? And it's all from my part. Thank you.
Estefania, muchas gracias. Thank you very much. You said at the end, it's all from my part, yeah, but it was quite a lot, and it will not end. Thank you very much. And you have greetings from Isra and from Marilena Opfaku here on Facebook, and Camaro Benavides was writing a comment, and also our colleague Daniel Daniel Andre, he's writing very nice message, very nice projects, great ideas, girls. I wish you all a lot of strength and energy, above all joy. So you are great role models, as we said, for all girls in the world. Power to the women. This is what Daniel mentioned here in Facebook, and I would like to say power to that woman that comes now. I think probably it's not necessary. She has a lot of power, and she even showed in various situations how much power she has. And I would like you to present to Olympia from Mexico. Olympia was in ITK 2004 in winter term for the last sports psychology course, and Olympia is our proud ambassador in Mexico for ITK. Olympia, the stage is yours, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Olympia Puerto. As Daniel told, I'm from Mexico, and I'm glad to present to all of you this project. This project is a cooperation work between El Salvador and Mexico. Our topic is how to return to physical activity after giving birth. From Olympia Puerto and Zenia Hernandez from El Salvador, but unfortunately, she couldn't be here. How did this project come about? Many women that exercise themselves before pregnancy abandoning this lifestyle during pregnancy, and after, due to lack of knowledge, fear to hurt themselves, and do not want to neglect their child or do not how to do it. That's why we have two specific proposals. One of them is make a physical activity guide for women who gave birth after 40 days, including their babies. And we want to organize a workshop. It could be virtual or face-to-face workshop with women of our regions. We want to make 2 workshops. We want one in Mexico City and one in El Salvador. We know it's not too easy to work between 2 countries, but we'll have the support to our ITK associations. And we know it's a big challenge, but I'm sure it could be possible. And we're working with the alumni of our countries, and we're getting more information about the convenient exercise for nursing mothers, and interviews with gynecologists and pediatricians, as well as some women who have abandoned physical activity after their pregnancy. We have done more than 20 interviews with mothers who have stopped physical activity to find out why. And we ask them if they want to continue even with their babies, and they all say yes. And they already waiting for us to contact them again. And she is one of our women interview. She is from Honduras. We expect at least two things. Well, I'm sorry. We have at least three expectations. The number one, we want to implement a workshop that I said with orientations for women who give birth and want to return to physical activity with or without their babies. We want to mention the benefits of physical activities, both, and we want to design a manual of physical activities for women alone or with their children. What do? We need? We need some financing to make the number one, to make the manual, to do the workshop, because I said we want to do the face-to-face workshop in El Salvador and in Mexico, or if the pandemic, if not possible, maybe only on virtual workshops. And we need some colleagues to help us to distribute the manuals in the hospitals when their moms gave their babies, and we need to do more interviews. We know it's not too easy, but we have the desire, the courage, the love, and the passion to achieve it. Thank you for your attention.
So, Olympia. Mil gracias, Olympia. Thank you very much. And of course, you can imagine that Xenia was watching you. So not only Xenia, all the other international visitors as well, but Xenia is writing, thank you, Olympia, for presenting our project and show us the physical activities helps all women around the world. And greetings came also from Kamal, our ambassador in Algeria. So this is a nice situation. So our ambassadors, our alumni, and even more people all over the world are looking on this live conference, our hybrid conference. We had already a presentation from different parts of the world, and we will have one more presentation here live from Leipzig and one from abroad. So there's a big chance now to go to South America and to listen to Jimena. Jimena was here in Leipzig in 2006 in the winter term. Jimena is from Peru and now live on stage. Jimena, the floor is yours.
Hi, not yet. Okay, we're set now. Thank you, everybody. If you are still here, thank you so much. Thank you to my sisters. It's been like really, really awesome sharing those presentations with you already. I'm the last one. I hope everybody's awake yet. So it's been like a marathon, 3 hours, and was looking forward to the next. We have like some technical problems. Those things happen when we're live. Oh, cool. Okay. I think we're missing some of the pictures, and maybe with the download, but okay, I just like pass the message through. First, it's really important for me to give you some information about the situation of women in Peru, because the presentation is about the policy related to gender equality in Peru. Some information related to violence, and it happens in Peru, it happens in whole Latin America, it happens in like a lot of countries in Asia and Africa, of course. Like more than 100 cases, for example, in Peru, were reported related to gender violence in 2021, just like 1 year. And our representations for local and regional governments were like less than 5%, and major or regional governments. And all of the cases related to illegal traffic were women in Peru last year, most of them child and teenagers. Okay, that is related to sports and gender, and as you can see, it's also a problem there. A lot less than 1% is the participation of women in activities in sports compared to men. For athletes' participation in programs related to talent, only 42% are participating now, and it's the same case with national athletes and national competition levels. Okay, I think we're missing the pictures now, but the idea of the next slide is like the importance for policies is related to they have the possibility to include all women in sports, in physical activities. I'm gonna go to the next. This is actually my master thesis project, and with my team, my really two close friends, we've been working for the past 2 years. And what we're trying to solve now, the current issues are first, the absence of policies regarding to gender equality, give women access, empowering, and recognition, the lack of research and information, probably almost no research related to this topic, and also in Peru, structural discrimination and lack of opportunities in sports. Other thing is like regarding to gender equality in sport, we have no strategies and no activities like actually developing now. How are we doing this? The process started, as I've been telling you, 2 years ago. We did a lot of theoretical research, academical stuff, and data analysis. We collected a lot of samples, and we are now trying to propose policies and strategies and recommendations, hopefully to apply in the future in Peru and help to reduce the gap between men and women in sports. How are we doing this? What products are we going to have by the end of the day? First, we're going to have data. It's important for the people to know what is the situation with women related to sports. We are also sharing this information, writing essays. We are developing an academical project now. We're looking forward to propose academical stuff, policies also, and try to apply those changes through actions. Some of our findings are stuff that we were looking that were going to happen, not looking forward, but we know it's going to happen. We have some findings that are like super clear. It's like, first, we have no mentions, no considered to equality. Actually, there are not even mentioned the word woman in the whole policies in Peru. In the whole policy in Peru is like not even the word there yet. So it's kind of sad. Difference to like some politics in the region. In Uruguay, I know they have a lot of problems. Also in Mexico, but you have some points related to gender equality. In Colombia also, and Chile. The second is that women now are facing barriers in disadvantage related to physical activities, related to stereotypes, time, gender roles. It's like they don't have time. They're supposed to be at home, cooking for their husbands, They don't have enough time because they're supposed to take care of their children. We know as women that we have to work twice as hard to get the same amount of money, to get the same recognition in our careers. And finally, it's also women facing barriers and disadvantages related to sports. In the sports, it's not the same as in physical activity, and the challenges are different. First, lack of opportunities. It's harder for a woman to be involved in sports. It's also the stereotypes. Some sports are for women and some sports are for men. In my country, everything is oh, if you're a girl, you can play volleyball, that's it. And it's that's really a challenge for us. And gender roles. If a woman is have to be in their houses most of the time, they should be doing activities related to housekeeping, taking care of the kids, taking care of the elderly, and stuff like that. What is next for us? And actually, it's going to be interesting, the next one, because we don't have the pictures. But it's we would like to develop guidelines for local governments, regional governments, and politics for communities, and try to apply those changes also in the next areas. Okay, this is pretty much the same. We're trying to develop guidelines, a manual, and also in the future workshops to work with political actors, to work with community actors, to work with people related to the system of sport and physical activity in Peru. So thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Jimena was one of the last presenters today, and we have one more presentation coming from Misani from Botswana. Unfortunately, Misani couldn't join this workshop here, this project with us. You probably have heard about Omicron and the new circumstances for the new variant of the coronavirus. So this is a pity, it's really a pity, because we confirmed altogether that meeting in person is really something different, and that's why we hope all in the next days, next years, we can mix it up. Meeting in person and working online. Probably the next conference from this kind will be a hybrid form again, but we all pray and work for meeting in person, having the same air around you and not having the fear to get infected of such a kind of virus. So we are listening together to Misani, our ambassador in Botswana. Stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Misani Mongwa from Botswana. I'm talking to you right now from Lesotho, where we are participating in the Africa Zone 5 Games. My project is a development program for young girls using basketball as the sport or the medium for this. I chose basketball because I love basketball. I'm a former basketball player, and I continue to try to improve myself as a basketball coach. Now, the program that I have chosen will be targeting young girls from the ages of 8 to 17. Now, this is an age where it is very possible for us to try and change the mindset of young girls to teach them how to be more confident. I've chosen an area in Botswana that is a semi-low-income area where there's need for help and need to develop children. There's need for everything that is possible to participate in those communities. And that's the community of Maruapula, Broadest, and Tsolofelo. Now, why did I choose this program? I chose this program because I understand what it feels like to be a young girl who's not confident and who's been transformed by sports. And so I want to use basketball to transform these young girls, to let them know that they're good enough, to let them know that they are strong enough, to let them know that they can achieve anything that they put their minds to. Not only that, but also as the program grows and we're able to partner with a lot of people that can help us financially, we would like to also contribute to their lives in terms of helping with school uniforms, sanitary pads, as well as stationery like books, pens, something that can give them that confidence when they are in school. Now the team that I have chosen is mostly dominated by women who are involved in different types of sports and who are also involved in basketball. This is now to show the girls that you can grow through sports and you can grow through participating with other women. The reason why we chose this is because we want to develop young girls to understand the importance of communication, because when you're playing in a team, you communicate, to understand the importance of teamwork, to understand the importance of discipline. So these are some of the areas that we're targeting to try and develop young girls to be bold, to be, to understand that they can.
Ladies and gentlemen, Misani. Ladies and gentlemen, Misani. Very much. I think, Tina, you just wanted to see me smiling again. So thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies here, for listening and watching our conference today, ITK Changemaker 2021. This was live from Leipzig, from Uruguay, from Botswana, and from Morocco. Namibia, not to forget Namibia, sorry. So we had presentations today here. We saw Misani, we saw Jimena, Olympia, Estefania, Ulasha, Ceres, Maria Ines, Angeline, Irene, Nidal, Isabel, Suyapa, Anabel, Naoual, Solange, Desire, Victoria, Victorine, Camila. So many names. And so many powerful women with such inspiring projects. And this project I stand for, we promoted this project last year. It's called ITK Changemaker. We saw the pioneer generation of ITK Changemaker. We had listened to a powerful statement at the beginning, and we will share this for sure in the social media in the future. So I would like to say at the end of this conference, a special thanks to my team who worked hard in this project and who made possible that we all could meet and have a wonderful week together. So first of all, I want to mention Tina Marschner. Thank you, Tina. Thank you very much. I would like to say thank you to Luana. Luana was taking over position from Petra. Petra, also thank you to you both to manage this project together with Tina. And I would like to say thank you to Daima and Mariana, Almut, Martina, Ulrike, and René as lecturers and supporters in the project. Thank you very much. From the beginning, supporting this project in many cases, Nicolas, thank you. We say thank you to Lina also. Lina, who supported and organized many things during this project. Many thanks to Catherine. And we started already with Changemaker during the year, and we had a big support by our two EALT students from Leipzig University, master students that are studying translation, Victor and Eileen. Thank you very much. So you can still comment on this conference, but I can say that after 3 hours and a bit moderating, it was a pleasure to do so, but it also was a hard job today. You probably have noticed sometimes it's not fluently what you can speak. The mind is even faster. So I would say thank you for listening today. And I hope if you see this as a recorded session, I hope you enjoy it as well. So see you soon with the same issue. We keep on working.